I just want to tell you one great thing about us as a couple is we're like a finely tuned automobile. Jennifer's the accelerator, and I'm the brake. And when we are fully engaged, can you imagine what that sounds like? But we've found that that works for us as long as we let God steer. So when we let God steer, doesn't matter if I've got the brakes all the way to the floor and she's got the gas pedal all the way to the floor, we somehow, with His steering, we get where we need to go. So Jennifer is going to tell you a little bit about how our relationship started.
So I get the first, opportunity, and then
and then I get to tell how it really was.
But literally, we were like, I was 11 years old, and he was 13 when his family moved to the little country town that we lived in. And I thought he was pretty cute. So you know what girls do? It's like, well, he has a sister that's like a year younger than me, so I'm going to be friends with Sonia. And that's the way to get to know him, right? And so I remember at that tender age when he's, learning to pass the sacrament during our church meeting there. And he came to my row. I was probably on the end. I was like really close to him. And so I go to drink the water, and it like spills all down the front of my dress. So embarrassed, because I'm like, I had told my friend that I kind of liked him, and she's the one that, those people that if you say something to them, then the whole world knows. And so I'm like, I'm sure she told him that I kind of thought he was cute. So anyway, that's my side. I let him tell his side. And my dress was pink. I remember that part.
So this is what I remember. Mutual night, right? This girl comes up to me and says, "Do you know Jennifer?" I said, "Well, I know who she is. We've lived in the neighborhood for 2 weeks now." No, I think it was a year. It was a year at that point. We had been there a year. She says, "Well, she wanted you to know that she kind of likes you." Okay. And it was mutual. And so I kind of went off, and she kept following me. But she kind of likes you. Is there anything you want to tell me? No, I'm good. And so that's how it was left. And the next week in church, I had probably passed the sacrament to her row probably every week since I had been there. But for some reason that week it was different. I don't remember the dribbling down the front. I remember she choked, and at that moment, her face just went the same shade as her dress. And I just kind of stood there, 13-year-old deacon, just, I guess that's a really good sign. And so from there, it was the next day at school, and her friend followed me around all day long. "Is there anything you want me to tell Jennifer?" "No." "I'm sure you want me to tell Jennifer something." "No, I'm good. If I have something that I want to tell Jennifer, what do you want me to ask her? Is there something you want me to ask her for you?" "No, I will ask her myself." And you know what she's saying. "Will you go with me?" That was the term. "Will you go with me?" That's how you become boyfriend and girlfriend, is you have to say, "Will you go with me?" And so that's what she was trying to, and some friends just have to be the one that makes it all happen, right? And she was one of those. So all day long, she was just following me around, and between every class, at lunchtime, "What do you want me to ask Jennifer? Is anything you want?" "No, no, no." And when someone came up to me and said, "Is she your girlfriend?" "Okay, no, she is not." And the next time she approached me, I said, "Okay, go ask her. Go do it. Go do your thing, because now everybody thinks that we are a thing because you've been by me all day long." And I definitely wasn't her type. She wasn't my type. No, not. And so I said, "Okay, go ask her." And then she had the nerve to say, "Oh, what do you want me to ask her?" "Just go do it. Go away. Go do your thing." And so after school, as I got on the bus, this was really strange. I stepped up on the bus, and everybody that was on the bus, they were all standing and pointing to this empty seat near the back. Oh, well, that's weird, because apparently by that point, the whole neighborhood, like she said, the whole world already knew what was, before I did, what was about to happen. As I walked back in this empty seat, there was Jennifer hunched down, slouched down and hunched over, trying to hide, and they were all pointing like, there's your spot. And I walked back there and looked and says, can I sit here? She nodded. And so there's where we started. I sat on the bus and we rode in silence for a week, to and from school, sitting next to each other. It took us at least a week before we got past hi and bye. And
you know, it's kind of nerve-wracking, this guy.
That's where we started.
So, should we move forward? Let's tell you a little story that happened not too long ago.
So yeah, that was our beginning, and
I'll
so
let him talk.
we went from there to, you know, the normal teenage getting together and planning to meet at the movie theater and planning, are you going hiking up this certain hill? Yes, okay. Because we weren't old enough to date, but we found ways to get together and, you know, work our way around that don't date till you're 16 thing. We never dated, we just kind of ran into each other somehow. That's how we built our friendship. And from there, I just needed a white horse so that we could ride off into the sunset and live happily ever after. But come to think of it, she had a white horse. I just needed to borrow hers, and then we could. And so we did. We rode off into the sunset, lived happily ever after until we just got back recently. And so we're here to tell you how to ride off into the sunset.